After years of wedded bliss, Nick couldn't take it any longer. Melissa, through no fault of her own, had grown up in a home without cable TV or a VCR. If that last sentence confused you, Google it. This had resulted in her having very little pop culture movie knowledge. In order to right this injustice, the duo will watch and discuss movie after movie until Melissa has caught up with the zeitgeist of her generation. Welcome to their journey. Hi, are you okay? Why are you laughing? This is the start of the podcast. Why are you laughing already? I didn't ask you anything.
I know, I just get the giggles so badly.
Okay.
Whew. Hi.
Well, that's actually surprisingly apropos for this week's movie.
Yeah?
Yes.
Hmm?
Are you going to ask me what
What's the movie?
It's Top Secret.
You're funny.
What are you talking about?
What's the movie?
It's Top Secret.
What's the name of the movie?
It's Top Secret.
Never heard of it.
You've never heard of it?
I've never heard of this movie.
It is Top Secret.
Is that why I've never heard of it?
Oh, it could be. I mean, red letters and everything. Top Secret.
Ooh, the letters are red?
The red. Oh, that was a spoiler, wasn't it? Okay. So you've never heard of this movie before?
No, I've never
Secret?
heard of Top Secret before.
How much do you know about it? Zero? None? Some?
Zero. Absolutely zero.
So when I say Top Secret, you don't picture anything? Nothing?
For some reason, I picture the movie cover for Pelican Brief.
Pelican Brief.
Yeah, like
what does that look like?
Drawn blinds.
Uh-huh.
And like sun slanting through them, and I think there's like a lot of pink and blue going
Pink and blue. Okay.
Because it's like it's like Floridian.
It's Floridian? What? These aren't like documents in Florida or anything.
No.
Okay. So pink blinds. All right. Speaking of Floridian pink blinds, what year do you think the movie was made that you've never heard of?
Top Secret.
Yeah.
Let's say 88.
88? Okay. That's a decent guess. All right. Well, if you're thinking about this movie in 1988, supposedly when it came out, what do you think, what kind of impact do you think it had on the world? Like when people saw it, did people know about it? You obviously didn't.
I can't answer that. I have no idea. I've never heard people talking about it or referencing this movie.
Oh, okay.
Which is usually how I know like all of my movie information from that time period.
Okay. Wow. Okay. Well, you don't know much about it. So how are you feeling as you're about to watch it?
I would like to know who's in it.
Oh, right.
Yeah. I'm really curious about who's in it. And you told me already it's a comedy.
Yes, I did.
Yeah.
I don't know if I want to tell you now.
Man.
You're going to understand why once we see it, okay?
Oh. Okay. Well, if there's a reason behind
There's a reason behind it.
Withholding of information.
Yes, there is. Yes.
And this information is top secret.
It's top secret. I told you that already. Okay. So, wild guess. You know how you have your Melissa-like thoughts last time you thought Point Break was a good date movie? Do you have any feeling?
Or I thought it was about vampires.
Yeah, beach vampires. Oh, so what's one word in your mind when you hear Top Secret? What are you picturing?
Okay, for real.
Uh-huh.
I don't have one word, but I will say.
Okay.
If it's a comedy, like I'm picturing like, I don't know, there were like stars, like comedic stars.
Human beings, not celestial
the 80s and 90s
bodies?
that were like probably big and popular. And so I'm imagining it was like one of those people's movies.
Okay. All right. How do you think you're going to...
Okay, so if I'm thinking about Top Secret, like I'm thinking it's probably about like secret documents or something.
Secret documents. So you're picturing like a filing cabinet
Or maybe like a... No, that's all I got.
I picture a manila folder when I think of top secret. Like it's like top secret on the manila folder.
Well, then you must be talking about the 80s because...
No, I mean, manila folders are still very apropos even nowadays.
People use them still?
I mean, it's even in the UI of Windows when you look at it.
That's true.
Okay. So no thoughts on, you don't want to give a wild guess about what you think you'll rate it or anything like that? No?
I really need some more information.
That's fair. That's fair. I can't give you that information though because it's top secret. All right. That was my last one. Okay. Let's go check it out.
Okay. Woohoo!
All right. So.
Hello.
Hi. How you doing?
Great. How are you?
Oh, I am peaches, cream, and sunshine. I'm doing great. You just watched Top Secret.
I sure did.
Yeah, you did. How do you feel now that you've watched this film?
Wow. How do I feel? I feel... I don't know.
You don't know, okay?
I don't know how I feel.
Wow, okay. Do I need to move on to the next question?
Yeah, let's circle back to that.
Okay, all right. Are you glad or sad that you saw this film?
I feel like my life wasn't incomplete without having seen that film. I don't feel like it completed some wonderful thing.
Yeah.
Or, I don't know.
You're not like Jerry Maguire by it.
No.
You don't even know what that reference means, do you?
I've seen Jerry Maguire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What am I referencing then?
So I'm not, it doesn't complete me.
Yes.
It didn't complete me.
Yes.
Um,
For those who don't know my wife, this is my wife's very polite way of saying she did not like the movie.
It wasn't my favorite.
It was not my favorite. Oh, wow.
Some parts were funny.
Yes, like the overarching thing I was thinking while I watched it was, wow, how was I watching this movie when I was really young?
I know, I kept thinking that too. Like, someone let you watch that movie. You and your cousin.
It was the 80s or early 90s, so I don't know if anyone let me watch it more than it was like someone had it. And parents were just like, you just kind of run around. It was different.
So did you watch it on like a VCR? Or
I'm
did you
sure.
watch it on cable?
Yeah, one or the other. I don't remember. Okay. I'm sure I watched it at least twice, one of which was probably on cable. One was on VCR probably.
You remembered a lot for only having seen it twice.
Yeah, maybe I only saw it once. I just remember my cousin and I seeing it, which makes me think we saw it at his house. And then it would have been probably like VHS or something.
Okay.
So... how would he have gotten the VHS then? I don't know. Again, reference the 80s where you're like, hey, can I have this thing? Oh, yeah, sure. Parents are like, sure, whatever. Yeah, go ahead.
They're just off doing something else.
Just doing something else.
Just stay out of my way.
Yeah, get out of my way. Here you go. Yeah. I mean, people do it today too now. Here's a phone to distract you while I go do etc. So anyway, wow. No, but the other thing I kept thinking was... this film was it felt very much geared towards like the humor of like an 11 to 12-year-old boy. Like the jokes and the body humor stuff and everything is very much like a very young man. Like, Anyway, that's what I was. Yeah. As an adult, my favorite parts were all just the puns. Like the ridiculous, outlandish puns were definitely what I was enjoying when I was watching it.
So why did you choose this movie?
Like in my memory, I remembered all the puns and I was like, those puns are hilarious. And I forgot about all the like innuendos and everything. Cause when I was younger, like I was like, that's silly. And I had no idea what the stuff meant.
Yeah.
I didn't know. So I just thought it was silly. Like when you're a kid and you see stuff and you just have no context for it. So I didn't remember most of that. I just remembered like when they meet the French resistance, and like all the guys have really ridiculous names.
Latrine.
Yes, latrine and déjà vu. Have we met before? Just stupid.
Chocolat mousse.
Yes, and then that's the whole like le croissant. Like it's all the food guys, stuff like that. That's what I remember as a kid, and that made me laugh a lot. And it was just silly. That's what I remember too.
It's a very goofy movie.
It's so goofy.
An oddball, like.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like we were saying during the movie, like they really go all out for one gag. Like,
like building a 50-foot pigeon statue.
Yes,
just for one scene where it's in the background, and then they have humans land on it, and then pee on it.
Right.
Yeah, just that it just is crazy. Oh yeah, spoilers, whatever. Anyway. Spoilers, there's a 50-foot statue of a pigeon in this film.
You can't miss it.
You can't miss it. Anyway, lots of puns.
Did you also pick the movie, though, because we last week talked about Point Break, where I thought it had Val Kilmer?
Yeah.
And there was like surfing and a skydiving scene. And then in this movie, it was Val Kilmer.
Yes, it was.
And there was surfing with skeet.
Yes, skeet surfing. That was probably my favorite part of the movie, actually, the skeet surfing.
That part, I was like, oh my gosh, this movie is weird.
Yes, it's very weird. I would like to think that's my crocodile brain. That's a super genius. But I just wanted to watch a Val Kilmer movie after having done that. Mm-hmm. And it was just complete subconscious that there was surfing and Val Kilmer and skydiving in it. Like that was just complete, serendipity.
I know I said last week that I love it when a movie is like, when I don't know where it's going.
Yes.
This is, I really enjoy that.
Yeah.
But this movie was like, I also didn't know where it was going. And then when the female character, she...
It was Hillary
told her
or something?
Backstory of being marooned on an island with this like curly blonde-haired guy.
Do you know what movie they were referencing on that one?
No.
It's a reference to another 80s movie.
Yeah.
It's called Blue Lagoon. Yeah.
No, I've not seen that one. Shocking.
Uh-oh. Okay.
We haven't explained this, but I grew up without a VCR.
Without a TV?
Without cable TV.
Yes.
And without a VCR. And the only 3 movies I saw when I was a kid were The Sound of Music and Grease, which we rented a VCR to watch those.
Yes.
Because we had family visiting.
It was a big deal.
And then The Wizard of Oz, because it was on TV.
Okay.
That's all I saw.
Also, you did not grow up in like the 50s or the 60s, so just giving context as well.
No, I didn't.
There were things like VCRs. Yeah. Wow. Yeah, so it's not surprising that you've seen one movie that we've listed today, though. You saw Jerry Maguire, but that was when you were an adult, not a kid.
Exactly.
So,
right.
Yeah. So, do you still... You never answered. How do you feel now that you've watched this movie? Do you want to circle back to that one yet?
What other questions do you have?
All right. How do you think the movie was received? This was crazy too, by the way. Like, how do you think the movie was received widely? And this blew my mind. Tell me what you think, and then I'm going to tell you what I looked at.
Well, who's the director?
The Zucker brothers.
And they did like a whole bunch of other movies.
Yes, right? Like Airplane was their big. I think it was their big breakthrough.
Was this before Airplane?
No, this was after.
This was after Airplane.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So I imagine.
Yeah.
I imagine.
Pay no attention to that. It's completely normal.
Yeah, I can talk still.
That's fine.
I imagine that it was probably really well received because if it came after Airplane, I imagine people were like really excited to see their next film.
Yeah.
And I don't know if Val Kilmer was this like a breakout role for him, or the only thing I've seen him in was Real Genius and The Island of Dr. Moreau, and then maybe a Batman movie.
There was a big gap between those movies you just listed.
I
like
know.
15 years or something.
Yeah, I didn't really know he was an actor or a person who existed until like I was in college. So
this movie was from 1984. And I can't remember exactly you've seen Real Genius though, because I think I've seen that with you when we were in college. Yeah. So I think Real Genius was around the same time. I don't remember. I would guess his hair looks exactly the same. Like he did not get a haircut in between the two movies.
Right.
So it wouldn't surprise me if he just went from one set to the other with the same hair. But 1984, this is what's crazy is I was thinking about like, how would this movie have been received? And I thought, well, let's see what else came out the summer of 1984. Star Trek 3, The Search for Spock came out, which, Trekkies. And then I was like, well, this is a good benchmark. How much did Top Secret make at the box office, right? And Top Secret made 20 million worldwide. Now, this is the 80s, so, you got to mitigate expectations and all that. But anywho, it made 20 million. The Search for Spock made 76 million.
Oh.
Yeah. And then a little known movie called Ghostbusters also came out the summer of 1984. So, and that thing made like 200 million or something like that. Over 200 million. So I think it's 220 million. Anyway, so looking at the summer, there's like Gremlins came out. There was Ghostbusters, Top Secret, Karate Kid. There was just these huge, huge movies that came out around it. Conan the Destroyer, which you've not seen that either.
Not seen that.
That's definitely going on the list.
Is it Conan or Conan?
It's Conani. It's where two people are nannying, at the same time. It's co-nannying.
Co-nanny.
Yes. Anyway, so I have a feeling this movie probably got a little buried just because of all of which actually fits for this kind of film. Like, not everybody, as is proved by your watching of it, appreciates and or likes this kind of humor in film.
Oh.
Yeah, it's shocking, right? But, anywho, you were close, by the way. You said 88. It was 84, by the way, for the record.
Woo.
Yeah. So, anyway, that's kind of like in a nutshell. It's weird. It's like a mainstream fringe comedy because super bad puns. Not everybody's a fan of puns. Look at dad jokes nowadays. A lot of people like them, but there's people who think dad jokes are just ridiculous. And I don't get it. I don't want to get it, but there are. So, anyway. Okay, this is going to be a good one. How do you think the film holds up well?
Okay, that's the part that bugs me about the film was like all the like demeaning stuff to women. Mm-hmm. So I don't think it holds up very well.
Yeah.
I didn't appreciate any of that stuff.
Sure. All the body humor and yes, that kind of stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Or like the scientist had like a pinup picture.
Oh yeah, in the back, and he was pointing to a date of when he was escaping or something like that.
Right, but all of a sudden you're looking at like this shirtless woman, and it's like a pinup. So I just don't appreciate that.
Sure.
Thank you, people.
The funny thing about it holding up too is like in the film itself, it's not even sure what year it's in. Sometimes it has like Germans who look like they're in World War II. But really, it's like the 50s because of the main character, Nick Rivers. He's supposed to be like a young Elvis. Like the Zucker brothers like made this loosely off of all of the Elvis Presley movies that he made where he just was a random rock star who'd go around and do different things.
But also it kind of felt 60s-ish because of like the vehicles.
Yes.
We were seeing in the Beach Boys stuff.
Yes.
In the very beginning, the lovely
skeet surfing
song.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which was like the 60s.
Right.
So it was like jumping all over the place in itself, the movie in itself. And then it would have like 80s references. Like it referenced like you should never have an actor be president, which Reagan was president when this movie was made.
Yeah.
So, which I learned from Point Break, by the way, because of the presidents. Anywho, the movie itself just didn't even know what decade it was in sometimes, which was kind of funny.
Probably intentional. I'm
sure
probably.
They were just going for the jokes no matter what. So you know how you had like your Point Break was a good date night movie. What do you think about this one?
I can't believe you were allowed to watch it as a kid.
I don't think it was a matter of being allowed, and it also could have been the factor of it being edited for network TV too. That could very well be. Mm-hmm. That comes up a lot. Like a lot of stuff I saw, and it was like aired for TV, like, and so they would cut it. For the record, this movie is rated PG, and also PG. As I said, this summer Gremlins came out, and when Gremlins came out is when it like I can't remember if it went to. I don't know if it was Congress, but it was like parents were like, "What is going on with PG movies?" And Gremlins is the reason that they came up with PG-13. Because you'd be like, oh, it's a PG, and you'd send your 10-year-old or your 7-year-old or whatever, I don't know, to the theater, and then they could see
money.
Exactly.
See you later.
Yes.
2 hours.
Exactly. So, anyway, so nothing, no.
Okay, I would say that if you are someone who respects women, maybe skip this one.
So you could use this one as a metric to see if someone respects women then.
Is every movie a test for you?
I don't know.
Just you're going to study you while you watch it.
Well, it could become the last one was a date movie. This would be a really weird date movie. Yeah.
You could make it a drinking movie.
Oh, and every time there's
something
a
inappropriate.
Pun. Oh, something inappropriate.
And you take a drink. I don't know.
Okay. All right.
It's just not my style, but I'm sure other people love that.
Yeah.
Stuff.
Yeah. Okay. Did we? Sorry, this one's making me laugh. What, if any, messages do you think were in this film?
Next question.
Next question. Okay. What was your favorite joke or pun?
Yeah, I don't remember. Hold on, let me think.
I can tell you mine.
Okay, you first.
I have two. The dumbest one for me was when one of the German soldiers like walks into the general's giant room where he's doing the machinations of the plan, and he comes in and he takes his helmet off and his strap is still on his chin and it just stops at his like hairline. And that's just a dumb pun. It's just so dumb that it's hard to believe. My actual favorite one though is, my name is Nick. So when she asks him, what does your name mean? He goes, I don't know. It's something my dad thought of while he was shaving.
That's a really good line. There were some good singers like that in there.
Yeah. Yeah. Go ahead. Did you think of one?
I thought a couple. When they're skydiving and they have this like moment in the air and like they kind of make it so that they come over to each other and it goes down and then up again.
Yes.
That's funny. And then they have like this like moment of
romance.
Yeah, that's a good word. Romance. And then all of a sudden there's like a fireplace like parachuting next to it.
It has the parachute like harness coming off of it and it's in the
Yeah, that was ridiculous. Oh, but visually, it was kind of funny when Val Kilmer was in his jail cell and he was like going into one grate or vent and then coming out another. Yeah. Yeah, there was a lot of visual gags too.
So many visual gags. There was a lot.
Like the guy with the big magnifying glass on his eye.
Yes.
And that was just how his eye was.
Yes. And that's I can't remember his name, but he's the general of the Death Star.
You said that.
I'm gonna lose my nerd card, but I'm just blanking right now. Moff Tarkin, Grand Admiral Moff Tarkin.
Card not revoked.
I hope that's right. So nervous right now. This is serious business.
I know.
Can you imagine if you were like at Comic-Con and you blanked on that? That would be rough.
I'd want to put a mask on after that.
I probably would.
Yeah.
What were the other? The stupid humor is really
It reminded me of The Princess Bride with some of the stupid humor.
Yeah.
A lot.
But The Princess Bride is way better.
Story-wise, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
No argument there.
Oh. when he's doing the song for the concert, and he keeps like talking about how he's so in love, and he's trying to like he gets a noose, and then he tries to like do all these crazy things, and he gets on the train tracks on the stage, just ridiculous stuff. Yeah.
That was funny too.
I'm going to make up a question now. So, what was the least offensive thing about the film?
The least offensive?
I mean, we kind of covered the most offensive things. So, what was the least offensive thing about the film?
What a great question.
Thank you. I'm known for my great questions.
And metaphors.
Oh, don't get me started on metaphors.
The music was really funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cutting the rug or whatever it was, or sweeping the rug,
or something like that.
He had some pretty interesting moves on the rugs.
Right. They were all over the restaurant.
Yes.
The cheese in the background.
The cheese in the background was really random. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Nice. Well, we're getting close to the end of our time. Do you have any questions for me before we break?
Well, you mentioned like a fun memory about your cousin when you were watching it.
Mm-hmm.
Can you share that? That's
cool. Oh, I just remember like we loved chocolate mousse. He was just so funny. Like the lines that he had were really funny. He was like this big over the top machismo guy, you know. I just remember very clearly my cousin used to do an impersonation of him and do his accent and stuff, and we would just giggle and run around and stuff. Just silliness like that.
All of those like characters in the movie were like G.I. Joe guys.
Oh yeah,
they reminded me of like G.I. Joe.
Even the deserted island guy with the blonde hair, and he was wearing like the shell necklace.
Is there a G.I. Joe like him?
There, you know what? There probably is.
Probably.
There's probably one very close. Yeah.
All that to get her dad back, and then she's like, "But I can't go with you."
Yeah, I'm just gonna go to America. Yeah,
this guy.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and his backstory was, I thought they were totally gonna like when she was talking about how you don't know how it feels to be abandoned, and I thought they were just gonna leave the joke at I got lost in a department store once for like an hour. And he was going to compare that. Yeah. But then when he went on and said, like, his mom just left him there, and then the makeup counter, like, they adopted him, and he grew up there and everything.
Actually, along those lines, I thought when she said, I was abandoned, and then that blonde-haired guy, who was a kid at the time, like in the flashback, disappeared. I thought he was going to say the same exact story, that he was the blonde-haired guy, and that he was abandoned because he got like swept out to sea.
Okay.
I don't know why I thought that.
It's funny what you think when you're watching a movie like that.
Yeah. Trying to guess what's going to happen.
You are.
No idea.
Yeah. All right. This is your last chance. Do you want to answer how you feel now that you've watched this film?
I mean, I watched it.
You watched it. Okay.
It wasn't my favorite. I probably wouldn't want to watch it again.
Ever watch it again. It's a good thing I didn't purchase it then.
But maybe we could show someone like the skeet surfing.
Oh, skeet surfing's hilarious.
That's funny.
There's a lot of parts that are just ridiculous. Yeah, there's ridiculous parts. Next, coming up though, we're entering like Halloween season. Are you prepared?
I think so.
You think so?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
I can't handle scary stuff very well. I'm better now.
You're way better now.
I'm better now, but
yeah, give yourself some credit.
I watched Nope.
Yeah, you did.
I made it through that.
Yeah.
I closed my eyes a lot.
You even reference it frequently too. When we're in different situations, you'll just go, nope. Nope.
Yeah.
And then
I'm excited though for Halloween season.
I noticed you kind of look at me out of the corner of your eye to see if I'm getting the reference too when you do it sometimes, by the way. Yeah.
I'm doing it for your benefit.
I'm very proud of you.
Thanks.
Well, I'm glad you're looking forward to the Halloween season.
I mean, just not too scary. Okay.
We'll see. We'll see.
Mm.
I'm pretty good at, curating and weaving in and out and all that fun stuff. So, yeah, you just put yourself in my capable hands.
Okay.
All right.
Does it start next week?
It starts next week. Yeah. Next week it'll start next week.
Okay. Awesome. Is there like a Halloween movie from our childhood that I never saw?
I'm a big fan of when it comes to Halloween movies. They don't have to be movies that are on Halloween because you severely limit yourself if it's movies that are like on Halloween. Like literally, I don't know. There's like obviously Halloween and Halloween 2.
I meant like a scary movie.
You interrupted me in Halloween 3, and Halloween 4, and Halloween 5. It keeps going. But anyway, sorry, that was a very top secret-esque pun. I couldn't help myself. Is there a scary movie from our childhood that you haven't seen? Is that what you asked?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you're going to see them.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
And I'm going to be fine. I'll be able to handle it.
Oh, you'll be totally fine.
Okay.
Not all of them will be scary. Some of them will be, some of them won't be. We'll see.
Okay.
Okay?
Awesome.
All right. Well, enjoy your skeet surfing, everybody.
Bye.
Pleased to meet you. My name's Nick.
What does that mean?
Nothing. My dad thought of it while he was shaving.
You see him shooting